Hello and welcome to episode 3 of The Soulful Life with me, Fiona Hancock. Over the last 2 episodes, we've looked at embracing our perfectly imperfect souls with love, and we've learned how to meditate and to connect with love with ourselves and therefore with the world around us. And we've also learned about the importance of calming our monkey minds with breath and how important mindsets are in how we interact, perceive and operate with the world. I wanted this episode to be about how we can sprinkle magic into the everyday. We're all really busy. We have very, very, very long to-do lists that never seem to get any shorter. And over the last week, we've had the devastating news of Russia invading the Ukraine on top of 2 years worth of COVID. So we very much live in a backdrop of quite depressing news and have done for a very long time. We're constantly busy. Our schedules are jam-packed. The days are whizzing by in a blur. And I wanted to be able to give you a whole load of tools and techniques that enable you to bring spirituality into your daily life in really accessible and easy ways. Not just necessarily doing, but also ways of being. So you can hit your spirituality in a very easy and accessible way as you go through the day. So first on my list, and I thought it would be sensible to start with ideas that begin with the start of the day, take you through the day, and something to end the day with. So what better way to start the day with that than with something incredibly inspirational? Those first few moments when we come round and we get dressed are really important in how we set our intention for the day and therefore how the day unfolds. And we all know all too well how that can go horribly wrong with bad hair days where we get out of bed, the bed on the wrong side. So what about if we took that whole principle and we flipped it? What about starting your day with something beautiful, inspiring, setting the intention that creates gratitude and abundance and really connects you with the amazing miracle of having another day on this earth to live and grow and to be alive. So I thought what a beautiful way to start the day would be with giving you a few different quotes from some very inspired authors and teachers, and that they could be used by you as a prayer, a mantra, an invocation, a calling in, or as a small act of remembrance. So the 3 people I've picked begins with Thich Nhat Hanh, and he says, waking up this morning, I smile. 24 brand new hours are before me. I vow to live fully in each moment and to look at all beings with eyes of compassion. Now, what better way to start the day than with something as powerful as that to remind us of how beautiful it is to have 24 brand new hours. And he mentions the word smile there, which is really powerful and important, because did you know that if you start your day with a 60-second smile and you hold that smile on your face for 60 seconds, you actually, whether you mean it or not, you actually trick your mind into thinking, oh, we're really happy, and it releases all of the happiness chemicals and hormones into our system. So as you did that beautiful, wonderful, welcome gratitude prayer to the day, you could add in your 60-second smile and really fire up your day with a beautiful energy. There's also a quote by Marcus Aurelius, and he says, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy life. And lastly, Maya Angelou. This is a wonderful day, and I have never seen this one before. And what I'd remind you is where thought goes, energy flows. So by starting your day with a moment of gratitude, a moment of abundance, a connection with acknowledgement that this beautiful day you've never had before, it's a one-off and you will live it to your full, is a really fabulous way to start your day in the intention that you wish to carry on and move through the day with, in connection with your soul, with gratitude in your heart, and shining brightly. The other thing that you might like to start with is a beautiful affirmation. And we have Louise Hay, who says, I am light, I am spirit. So if any of the quotes I've given you don't quite resonate with you, that's fine. Find something that really inspires you and that you can connect with, maybe when you lie in bed, maybe when you clean your teeth or shower, or maybe when you have your first morning coffee, or before you start your ashram with Dr. Sam. I thought as well I would share with you a really beautiful, quick, short grounding meditation that you might like to do, which also starts your day with the magical connection with Mother Earth, and therefore enables you to imbibe and bring in spirituality in the very beginning of your day. So I'm sure you're sitting down, relax, find a comfortable position, uncross your legs, uncross your hands, close your mouth, close your eyes, and just allow yourself for a few moments to just breathe gently. Notice the stillness, the flow of air in and out of your body. And we're going to do a beautiful grounding meditation where we connect with Mother Earth. And I'd like you to imagine using the powers of creative visualization, that on the soles of your feet, beautiful small little roots or ribbons of energy begin to grow. And just like the mighty oak tree, these roots begin to sink their way down through the soil and into the earth, burrowing deeper and deeper, like the mighty oak tree. Your roots, your channels of energy burrow down, and maybe they pass through the bulbs of potential that are just waiting to spring up onto the earth. Maybe you burrow down past the small animals safely snuggled up in the earth. Down deeper and deeper your roots go, and the deeper you go with your roots, the more this beautiful sense of anchoring, grounding, earthing. And as your roots continue to really bed down and anchor into the earth, you might like to imagine that the beautiful energy of the earth, of Mother Earth, begins to be absorbed by your roots, and like fairy lights sparkle back up all your root systems that you've laid down and flood your body. You're going to imagine that beautiful energy coming in from Mother Earth heals what is broken, enlightens in you all that is dark, transmutes everything that is broken, and brings in a beautiful energy, her energy that restores, that recharges, that revives. As this beautiful energy from Mother Earth flows up through your roots and into your body, the protection of the light of Mother Earth flows and washes through every cell and fibre of your body. You can feel the power of what it's like to be rooted, grounded, anchored, connected with her wonderful, powerful source, Mother Earth, her energy, connection, interconnected with all living beings and all living things. You can allow that energy to continue washing over you, restoring, reviving, and replenishing you as you gently open your eyes and come back into the room. Now that is a lovely exercise that really seats us and anchors us into our bodies. One of the things that we do in our ordinary busy days is we tend to live more and more in our heads. Breath is a beautiful way to connect us back into our bodies and to get that interconnectedness of our body flowing. It also creates stillness. And a beautiful grounding meditation is a wonderful way to begin your day and to bring magic into your day before you've even stepped out of the house. The more rooted and anchored and grounded we are, as well as more we explore and practice meditation, we bring in this solidity within us that allows us to, like the mighty oak tree, be so rooted and grounded that as we stretch our hands out into the heavens, we can be buffeted by the wind, but unmoved. So the storms of life will not batter us any less. But when we practice beautiful grounding meditations and we begin to anchor into ourselves and we anchor into the earth and we anchor into our soul, we root ourselves within our spirituality, and the chaos of the day, the nonsense of the day, the to-do lists of the day, we tend to be able to walk through those with a different, centered, rooted energy. So next on my list then of how we can bring the magic and a sprinkling of joy into the everyday, the busyness that we all have, is what I call moments of remembrance. And I mentioned this when Sam and I were talking the other week. So you can put post-it notes or reminders on your phone. And I've put here, you can put them on the sock door, on the fridge, on the kettle. You can put an alarm on your phone. They are just triggers, visual reminders for you to pause and just take a breath. And maybe you just put breathe. And all you do for a few moments, just 2 or 3 moments, is just notice the flow of air in and out of your body. Or what you could do, I like what Yogi Bhajan has to say, and he says, just be grateful, great and full. The secret of being great and full is a simple thing. Experience that right now you are breathing, you are alive, you are fully alive, and life is a gift. I think that's an incredibly beautiful quote. And as you breathe, as you take that moment to just breathe, you can remember to be great and full. The other thing that I really like is Paulo Coelho, and he says this: we are travelers on a cosmic journey, stardust swirling and dancing in the whirlpools of affinity. Life is eternal. We have stopped for a moment to encounter each other, to meet, to love, to share. This is a precious moment. And I think what's really important in trying to remember your spirituality in day-to-day life is having these moments where you remember that you are more than this moment. You are more than the chaos that's going around. And when we can create a pause where we put a gap in between our problem, our worries, our to-do list, our never-ending schedule of things that we have to juggle, and our spinning plates, when we can put a pause with our breath or with remembering that we are these beautiful cosmic swirling stardusts, when we can put that pause in and that remembrance that we are more than this moment, it allows us to come back to the job in hand, more inspired, more awakened, more conscious of the different layers that we are existing on within life. We can live life on a very physical, earthy plane, but we can also bring in the universe on top of that. And you can ask the universe to help and inspire you. So you can put these triggers and reminders on these post-it notes in different places to breathe, to have a beautiful inspirational quote that reminds you of the different layers that you exist on. And you can have that moment of connection with source And in doing that moment of connection with Source, ask the heavens, the angels, your guides to come and draw close and inspire you. And every time we do that, we invite a little bit of heaven into our everyday moments. And the more we do that, the more our soul shines brightly and the better we feel, we glow, we radiate, that vibrates onto people around us, and it radiates out into the world around us and ultimately into heaven. So small acts of remembrance. I'd also, I've got another lovely quote here by Leo Tolstoy, who says, "Stop a moment, cease your work and look around." And that's something else that I encourage you to do. So as you're doing your day-to-day jobs, look up. We tend to park the car and scurry in. We tend to dash in and out of the shops. We tend to commute very busily. So what I'd invite you to do is to slow down and look around. Notice the world, notice nature. Become more aware and in the moment. Thich Nhat Hanh says, drink your tea mindfully. And that's another opportunity when we have a cup of tea or coffee to invite in the wonder and awe of this beautiful world and the natural world around us, which is a wonderful source of nurture and replenishment to us. There's also a beautiful exercise. It's called the 5-4-3-2-1 exercise. It's great for panic attacks. It's great if you feel that you are beginning to loop on a worry, or you find your mind's hooking on something and it can't let go of it. And basically what you do is you think about 5 things that you can see. So it asks you, gives your monkey mind a job to do. So 5 things you can see, 4 things that you can feel, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things that you can smell. And it doesn't matter if you can't smell anything, it's the intention of doing it that counts, and 1 thing you can taste. And if you can't taste anything because you haven't got a cup of tea or coffee or a juice or water, then just notice the inside of your mouth and the moisture in your mouth and swallow. So those 5 ways are useful because they connect us with our body. We're using our senses, and in doing so, we make that connection with ourself. And as I said, it's a great way of blocking out the cycle that we go through of panic, for panic attacks and worry, where we loop and loop and loop. So something I talked about with Dr. Sam in our first session together when we introduced me and A Soulful Life is we talked about how we could have magic moments. I also call them wow moments, and we have to seek them out. We're led to believe by this very commercial world that we live in that we can purchase happiness, we can go and buy a can of Coke, and when we drink it, everything will be absolutely perfect and life will be amazing. And we're taught that with 1 credit card swipe, we can buy something that will make our lives absolutely perfect. And we're also taught that we can postpone happiness to when we can afford that holiday or when we can afford to buy that car. It will all be great. And we have to own our happiness. And in just the same way as owning our happiness, we have to own our spirituality, and we have to work on it each and every single day. And a beautiful way of sprinkling joy wherever you go in your own life and making the ordinary become extraordinary is looking around for wow moments. Now we do this, I've talked about doing this with gratitude, 3 things that you're grateful for 3 times a day. You don't need to count wow moments, but you set the intention to see them. And I've written down a few ideas of what those wow moments could be so that you've got an idea. So I'm talking about sunsets or sunrises. I'm talking about seeing a feather or a heart-shaped stone, maybe a dewy spider's web. Maybe it's a smile on someone's face. Maybe it's the birds. Maybe it's a hug. Maybe it's holding a door for somebody. And just that moment of connection you get with a cashier or a stranger, or as you park your car, when you laugh with somebody, you collect wow moments, collect moment after moment that makes that day special. You go, oh, that was so lovely. So when I spoke to Sam, if you remember, I said that when I took the bin outside, I could hear a bird chirping, and I bothered to pause to see where I could spot him in the tree, because I knew which tree he was in, and I found him. So it's about opening our eyes and searching out those magical moments, those wow moments, where you go, look at that cloud, I can see a shape in that cloud. That cloud looks like an animal. Or it's that moment of connection with a member of the family where we really, really listen with our heart when they're talking to us. So look for the wow moments. Make your time on your commute. So things that have become boring and dull, what can you do? How can you reframe them with new eyes to see them in a different way? What can you look out and explore and see? What can you notice? Spot these wonderful little magical moments of wow, because when we thread together these moments of spiritual connection, when we thread together moments where we've connected with our breath or our soul, with a quote or with an awe-inspiring moment where we just watch a bird sweep through this sky and we go, wow, isn't that beautiful? Look at how you're moving. And we bother to pause in our really busy days and observe with curiosity and a desire to observe, we see more. There's a beautiful quote in The Alchemist which talks about when we set our intention, the universe conspires to help us. So by setting the intention that you wish to have a more magical and extraordinary day, the universe hears that intention and I believe begins to shower us with more magical moments. And it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. As Roald Dahl says, you know, if you don't believe in magic, you won't see it. The more you choose to see it, the more you will see. And it's beautiful. It's a very beautiful self-fulfilling prophecy. So you look out for the magical. Now, another way that we can bring some beauty into the ordinary day is by service. You can do things in a sacred way as well. So there's two parts to this. So we talk about mindfulness, and I like to think as your mind is full of just one task. So one thing that we do all the time is we multitask, and we tend to multitask when people are talking to us, our brains are still going. We multitask when we are driving our cars, we're in thinking and planning and doing other things. We very seldom monotask. But when we monotask, what we do is we bring, as Yogi Bhajan said, we bring the moment of now alive. So Eckhart Tolle calls it the power of now. And he talks about not tripping over the past, not thinking ahead to the future, but being fully here now, because this is all you've got. The rest is all hallucinations of the mind. Going back over yesterday, planning forward, are all hallucinations and daydreams and imaginings. Now is what is real. Ram Dass talks about be here now. So another very potent way that you can bring moments of meaning and bring your spirituality into the everyday is in mindfulness. So to pick a task that you do, pick a job or a chore and be fully present for it. So if you're listening to somebody, listen fully. If you are unloading the dishwasher, just do that job. If your mind scatters off, which it will do because it's a monkey mind and it's designed to do that, you bring it back to the task. If you're driving, challenge yourself to drive from A to B, not on autopilot, where our unconscious mind has banked the experience so much it can do it really without us being fully aware. Drive fully aware, drive fully in the moment. If you notice your mind drifting off, come back to driving. And practice bringing mindfulness, your mind is full of the task, into a range of bits and pieces that you do across the day. It's a beautiful way of practicing being in the here and now. So the second part to that I also mentioned are these acts of service and these exchanges. There's a social aspect to gratitude and abundance and love. We are all interconnected. So when we operate in a way that is interconnected with the oneness, with humanity, with nature, we fire up again the ordinary into being extraordinary. And I was thinking of some ideas of what that, as simple as that could be. And again, that's holding a door for somebody, making a colleague a cup of coffee. It's emailing or writing or texting someone to say thank you. I really appreciated that. So you share the gratitude. I had a phone call yesterday for Earth Monk, and I told the girl that I was talking to how helpful she always was and what amazing customer service. And I could feel her smile. I meant it, I wasn't faking it. And we had a really beautiful moment of exchange between us. And I wasn't doing it for any other intention than genuinely saying to her, you're fabulous at what you do. And I really appreciate that. And it's moments like that that fill the day with really great, beautiful, soulful energy. Other way you can do is obviously you can volunteer your services, but you're volunteering your services when you stand there and listen to somebody who needs cheering up, when you are looking after someone who's not very well, when you're listening to a friend who's going through the mill and needs your help and support and advice. I've got a friend who's retired and loves art, and she collects stones, decorates them in beautiful, bright acrylic pens, and puts beautiful messages on, which is just like just be, or you're a star, or heaven's with you. And then she leaves these stones around as kind of little gifts. And it's rather beautiful. So there's all these wonderful ways that we can exchange our energy in the beautiful ocean of life and the interconnectedness of life, where we can make our soul shine and have a really beautiful moment in the day. And the more beautiful moments we can have in remembrances, in breath, in connection, in little moments of meditation, in these beautiful moments where we are interacting with our fellow human beings and the animals around us, a beautiful interaction with our dog or our cat or our pet that's pure love, that all is soul food. That fires us up and makes us shine brighter. And it means we go to bed going, that was a good day. I enjoyed that day. I was talking with my friend Trudy Goodman Cornfield, Jack Cornfield's wife, about this course. And she said to me, and I thought it was very beautiful and I wanted to share it with you. She said, anyone who is a parent, anyone who is caring for an elderly relative, anyone who is caring for anybody who has troubles, illness, mental or physical, anyone who is working as a therapist in any way, or in the healthcare, in any level of that profession, is working every single day spiritually. And we span off and we had this incredible conversation where we just said, actually, all of those things are deeply spiritual. If you're giving your child a moment of patience, that's spiritual. If you are dealing with somebody with unconditional love and trying to hold the space for them, that's spiritual. So what I'd like to remind you is, as you're going through the ordinary, maybe what you do is already extraordinary, but you've just done it so much, or it comes so simply, or it's just what you've got to do, that you have forgotten to see that how much you already live is already beautifully spiritual. So pause for a few moments and think about what you already do. And next time your child's frustrating you and you take a deep breath, or the person who you're supporting says, I'm so sorry that I'm coming to you again, but I really need your ear. Have you got 5 minutes? Just connect with the universe and go, yeah, I've got bountiful patience because I'm working spiritually. And this is my gift of service. And I am fulfilling my spiritual potential in this moment by these acts of love, by this act of patience, by this act of giving, by this exchange, if you're a therapist, an exchange of your gifts for cash, but you are still serving the universe. You are still giving your love and your intention to care and serve. So don't forget what you already do in your ordinary day that is quite magical. And I thought I would end today on a beautiful meditation so that you keep getting 5-minute meditations. So this will be our 4th. We did 2 imperfectly imperfect that just show you how accessible and easy and quick meditation can be. So I hopefully given you some ideas to start your day, ideas that you can sprinkle in across your day, ideas of how to rethink maybe what you already do that's beautifully spiritual and to hold it with acknowledgement and appreciation. And then I thought, wouldn't it be lovely if you could end the day with a moment of gratitude? So once again, I presume you're sitting down. Find a comfortable point in where you're seated. Close your mouth, close your eyes. Loosen your neck, soften your shoulders, unclench your jaw, loosen your tongue, soften your body. And again, just return to the breath. Notice the flow of air in and out of your body. Notice your heart center, your soul presence shining brightly with all that it's connected with today. And I'd like you to listen to the words that I'm going to say and connect with the energy of them and feel those words flowing through your mind, your body, and your spirit. I am thankful for my breath. I am thankful for my life. I am thankful for my body, the organs, the bones, every cell, every fiber, every layer of my being and my body. I'm thankful for my body supporting me to be here each and every day. I am thankful for my health. I am thankful for my family and friends. I am thankful for everyone who has supported me and helped me to this present moment. I am thankful for my journey and for every step that I have taken that brings me to this very moment. I am thankful for the gift of today, for being alive, for being here right now. I am thankful for Mother Earth, for the sun, the stars, the moon, the trees, the oceans, and all her miraculous elements. I am thankful for the cosmos, for my swirling stardust dancing in the whirlpools of infinity. I am thankful for my life. And when you're ready, just open your eyes and come back. So I hope today has given you lots of wonderful tools, tips and ideas to add to your toolbox, to sprinkle joy as you go about your life, to bring the extraordinary into the ordinary. Next week, we'll look at how we can fill our soul with soul food. So until then, my friends, take care, stay safe, stay positive, and namaste.